Sleep training is teaching your baby to fall asleep without the help from you. Now, sleep training is probably one of the most debatable parenting topics, and in this video, I'm not going to tell you whether you should or should not sleep train your baby. All I can tell you are the experiences that we've had and the benefits that we've seen, and from there, you can determine whether it's a right fit for you. So my name is Jimmy, and this is my son Brady. He's 6 months old, but he was 5 months old when we first started sleep training him. The reason we decided to sleep train him is he went from sleeping really well, only waking up once per night, to waking up at least 4 times a night and needing to be fed, but every time he would only feed for a short amount of time and then go right back to sleep. And we were also planning on getting a helmet for plagiocephaly, and we know that interrupts your sleep. So we wanted to sleep train him to help him get better sleep once he had his helmet. Now, there are many different methods of sleep training, but the one we did was taught by Kara of TakingCaraBabies. It's a check and console method. And so the way that it works is that after 5 minutes of crying, you go in, check on them, and console them. If they're still crying after 10 minutes after that initial check-in, you go back in, check on them, console them. If they're still crying after 15 minutes after that second consoling, then you go in every 15 minutes after that. The hardest part in all of this is hearing your baby cry, because in the beginning they are crying at the top of their lungs, but just know that it does get better, and our time did get better. So what I'm about to explain are our experiences sleep training Brady. So I'll tell you right from the get-go is that by the third night, he didn't wake up at all.
Night 1, 2.5 minutes to go down. That's gonna be a tough one to beat tomorrow. I assume he'll wake up like once or twice, max. I don't think it'll be 3 times.
So on the first night, he woke up twice, and on the first waking, he needed 2 pop-ins, and he was awake for a total of 23 minutes crying, which is about the same amount of time that my wife would have done feeding him anyways.
Flip him back over. He hates being on his stomach. Oh, there. He didn't. Oh, come on, don't roll over. Oh, good. He flipped back to his back. Oh, babe. I'll be okay.
He's screaming his head off.
Of course he is. But did you see how he stopped crying as soon as you left? Remember, the first day is always going to be the hardest.
On the second wake up, he needed 4 pop-ins, and he was awake for a total of 42 minutes, but part of that reason was because we had to change his diaper.
He's asleep at 2:53. Well, he only woke up twice, and the way I see it, he wasn't up any longer than he would have normally been up. Plus, he slept later. It's a win.
On the second night, we had already seen progress. He only woke up once, and he was only awake for 15 minutes during that wake time.
All right, buddy. Night 2. I know you can do it.
You did so good last night.
Well, it's the morning of the second night. It's 5 a.m. He went to bed at 6 p.m. Means he slept a total of 11 hours. And he literally woke up once for 15 minutes at 8 o'clock last night. So he did really good. So I think this stuff is actually working. Unfortunately, it's 5 a.m. and he didn't sleep till 6. But I think we would have to put him to bed later to get him to sleep later. Or at least a little bit later.
By night 3, he didn't wake up once, but we saw something crazy happen. All right, well, here we are on night 3, and it's gotten progressively better. First night he woke up twice. He woke up once last night, so maybe tonight he will not wake up. Who knows, we'll see. Brady, at this time, hated being on his tummy. He would do tummy time, but after a little while he would start crying and he would hate it, and he didn't know how to roll over from his tummy to his back. However, on this 3rd night, we found him sleeping on his tummy. He was face down, like straight up nose, mouth into the mattress, and that can be very scary for first-time parents, as you would imagine. It's almost 10 o'clock, 3rd night, and it looks like he's sleeping on his stomach. We're still getting a heart rate. Oh wait, he's moving. He doesn't even like being on his stomach. What is going on? Is this sleep training actually working so much so that he's actually sleeping on his stomach? Wow. Oh, Meg's coming out. His face is down, but he's still breathing and his arm's moving. He just moved it. He can't sleep like that.
No, I'm gonna die.
Well, this sleep training is one hell of a drug. He was just literally sleeping with his face straight down, like nose straight down. He's never even not woken up from being on his stomach before, so I'm not sure what sort of trance this sleep training has gotten him into, but it has just put him in a different category. It was so scary for my wife that she actually chose to go in and sleep on the floor with him. She stayed in there all night, waking up pretty much once an hour or more often than that, checking on him, making sure that his head was turned. He didn't even end up waking up that night, but mom, of course, got very little sleep. So I don't know exactly what happened during sleep training, but it kicked something inside of his brain, and now he's sleeping better than ever when he's on his tummy.
Hard to say how last night went because he woke up probably about 10 times, but he put himself back to sleep every single time. However, it was always on his stomach. He slept on his stomach all night long, which kept waking him up, but he was able to put himself back to sleep every time. And Meg was so worried, she slept in here with him and didn't get any sleep. I don't know. It was weird. It was a weird night. Is he a tummy sleeper now? We'll see. Every night after that, he didn't wake up again until night 8. He did wake up once, but we didn't actually have to pop in. He just put himself right back to sleep. So we knew the sleep training was working. He was using his self-soothing methods to put him back to sleep. When we first started this, he was waking up at about 10 hours, 10 and a half hours. Well, now that we've been doing this, he's been easily sleeping at least 11, 11 and a half, 12, 12 and a half hours, no problem. We're not seeing those 10 hour, 10 and a half hour wake ups anymore. So would I recommend Taking Care of Babies ABCs of Sleep? Absolutely. I would recommend it to everybody. We are now getting 11 to 12 hours of sleep for the baby every single night, and that leaves us getting 8 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep. We also know that more sleep for the baby helps development to be able to ingrain new skills. Some things that he's learned since he's been sleep training are rolling from back to belly, from belly to back. He can sit up. He takes longer naps. He puts himself to sleep. Now, we can't attribute all of those to sleep training, but all we can say is that these things have happened since we've been sleep training. I couldn't recommend Taking Care of Babies ABCs of Sleep higher. So what's up next? Well, Brady is turning 6 months here pretty soon, and we're looking towards feeding him and getting him on solid food. So that's something for us to look forward to. So if you're new around here, my name is Jimmy of The Active Dad, and we do baby gear reviews and family style vlogs. If that's something you're into, definitely hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button while you're down there. That really helps grow this channel. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.